Hello viewers, I'm your host Pratiksha Mishra with another episode of South Asia Focus. Let's begin the show. In a bold and strategically executed operation, India has delivered a decisive blow in retaliation for the Pakistan-backed Pahalgam massacre. Launched on May 7th, Operation Sindur marked a significant shift in India's counter-terrorism doctrine, demonstrating both resolve and precision. The Indian armed forces struck 9 high-value terror targets deep within Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, focusing on known hubs of terror activity operated by groups such as Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba.
In a joint operation involving the Indian Army, Navy and Air Force, Operation Sindur was launched in the wee hours of May 7th. Military intelligence confirmed the presence of multiple terrorist hubs linked to the April 22nd Pahalgam massacre. The strikes targeted 4 terror facilities deep inside Pakistan and 5 camps in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, each connected to long-running infiltration operations into Indian territory. In a post-strike statement, the army released a video on X with the message, "Justice is served." List of 9 terror facility locations in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir that were hit. Dozens of terrorists linked to banned terror outfits Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Taiba and Hizbul Mujahideen were killed in the precision strikes. Briefing the media on Operation Sindur, Indian government officials emphasized its strategic necessity. They stated that the Pahalgam attack was a deliberate attempt to derail the ongoing efforts to restore peace and normalcy in Jammu and Kashmir.
They murdered 26 people, including 1 national of Nepal, causing the largest number of civilian casualties in a terrorist attack in India since the 26 November 2008 attacks in Mumbai. The attack was clearly driven by the objective of undermining the normalcy returning to Jammu and Kashmir. In particular, it was designed to impact the mainstay of the economy, tourism, with a record 23 million tourists visiting the valley last year. The calculation presumably was that harming growth and development in the Union territory would help keep it backward and create fertile ground for continued cross-border terrorism from Pakistan.
Among the targets destroyed were the Jaish-e-Mohammed headquarters in Bahawalpur and Lashkar-e-Taiba's nerve center in Muridke, both long considered untouchable under Pakistan's protection. These groups have been tied to some of the deadliest terror attacks in India, including the 2001 Parliament attack, 2008 Mumbai attacks and the recent massacre in Pahalgam. The Indian military also confirmed direct hits on Hizbul Mujahideen facilities in Muzaffarabad and Kotli, striking at the backbone of the terror syndicate. These terror hubs have served as the launchpads for decades of cross-border terrorism, shielded by Pakistan's military intelligence establishment under the guise of non-state actors. In what is being seen as a major blow to Pakistan-based terror networks, Jaish-e-Mohammed released a statement claiming 10 family members of terrorist Masood Azhar have been killed in India's airstrikes in Bahawalpur. Pakistan media had reported 14 people were killed in his house. The targeted strikes, which eliminated several high-ranking terrorists, were not the result of chance. They were the outcome of meticulous intelligence gathering, real-time surveillance, and precise, coordinated targeting.
Total efficiency has been shown, and you can imagine if they had to strike at 1 o'clock, what time would they have started? How they would have started? All this thing has to be kept in mind. You have to imagine. And that is how many agencies come in, including the ground engineers, including the armament loaders, including the, of course, pilots who fly. That's a different thing. Or they're already there. Then everything, then the radar controllers who are controlling them, the air-to-air refueler, if it was required. All these things come into picture. Or AWAC in the thing, which is giving them guidance from the sky through radar. All these agencies which have worked, I personally feel, and of course our political bodies which gave the decision, tremendous job. So we must congratulate them.
Operation Sindur stunned the Pakistani establishment. Mistaking India's preparations as routine defense drills, Pakistani radar and surveillance systems failed to detect the Indian strike teams. The precision and scale of Operation Sindur drew praise from strategic and defense circles across the country.
It has been a pinpoint operation, absolutely marvelously executed. Kudos to the Prime Minister, starting from the Prime Minister to all the people involved and to the armed forces who have done a superb job.
Whoever was there in the camp includes madrasas, camp includes training areas, camp includes living quarters. So precision strikes have been done with the help of missiles, and mostly Scalp missile name is coming up. And these missiles have been launched from various kinds of platforms. And what you have to understand is that the strikes have been successful. Whoever is there inside, they have been killed. So to that extent, we have taken a revenge of what happened in Pahalgam.
As Indian warheads struck terror targets, New Delhi activated its diplomatic channels, briefing key allies including the US, UK, UAE, Russia and Saudi Arabia. While the UN and countries like China and UAE called for restraint, not a single major power condemned India's actions. Instead, countries like Israel openly supported New Delhi's right to self-defense, emphasizing the need to bring perpetrators of the Pahalgam attack to justice.
India has the right to self-defense. I think it's a very clear message from India to the rest of the world, definitely from your friend Israel. This is something which is essential to send a message to the terrorists. That was an action of self-defense, and I'm very proud of this operation.
The origins of Operation Sindur lie in one of the most gruesome terror attacks in recent memory. On April 22nd, 4 Pakistani terrorists affiliated with the Resistance Front, a proxy of Lashkar-e-Taiba, opened fire on unarmed tourists in the Baisaran Valley of Pahalgam. 26 civilians were murdered in cold blood. As per South Asia Terrorism Portal, TRF emerged in the aftermath of Article 370's revocation. It operates largely online from Karachi, spreading propaganda, radicalizing youth and recruiting operatives via platforms like Telegram, WhatsApp and Facebook. Despite international pressure, Pakistan continues to operate as a patron state for terrorism, harboring global terrorists like Masood Azhar and Hafiz Saeed, funding radicalization through madrasas, and training armed jihadists under the watch of its intelligence services. Operation Sindur has unmasked the myth of Pakistani victimhood. It has exposed Islamabad's duplicity, one where they cry peace in New York and harbor terrorists in Bahawalpur.
It's a matter of joke that Pakistan has been denying even at United Nations. It has been denied that it doesn't have any terror camps. And on top of it, Pakistan claims that it is a victim of terrorism. So all these, the whole world knows that all these things are lies, and Pakistan is a terror harboring nation.
India's vision of Viksit Bharat 2047 is driving bold economic reforms and global partnerships to position the nation as a leading economic power. As part of this mission, India is actively forging free trade agreements worldwide. The latest milestone is the historic India-UK Free Trade Agreement, welcomed by both the countries as a transformative step. This deal boosts trade, investment and job creation, aligning perfectly with India's development goals. Take a look.
India's journey towards Viksit Bharat, or developed India, is marked by resilience, adaptability and a steadfast commitment to progress. As the nation moves towards 2047, the centenary of its independence, its vision is to emerge as a global economic superpower. This vision encompasses not only rapid economic growth but also social equity, environmental sustainability, digital leadership and global cooperation. It reflects India's aspiration to eradicate poverty, enhance human capital, foster innovation and take a leadership role in the global economic order. A major step in realizing this vision is India's pursuit of strategic free trade agreements, strengthening international partnerships to open new markets and boost domestic capacity. Among the most significant developments is the proposed India-US Free Trade Agreement, which could mark a historic first. This deal holds the potential to redefine global trade dynamics and position India as a trusted partner to the world's largest economy. Renowned economist Dr. S.P. Sharma, in his recently launched book India at 2047, Leading the Global Economic Order, underscored the pivotal role such global trade engagements play in India's transformation.
We will be the first country to sign the free trade agreement or the bilateral trade agreement with the US economy. That will become significantly robust for the Indian economy, not only for the robust Indian economy but for many developing economies, as India will set an example for many economies that there can be a deal with the largest economy. And we are confident that US will remain our largest trade partner, and we have already a great trade trajectory of $200 billion, around $200 billion with US, and that should continue and should double in the next 5 years with the lot of focus on the bilateral trade agreement and focus on the win-win situation for both of the countries and rational tariff structure and welfare of the economies in the both the parts.
Building on this broader vision of economic transformation, India continues to place strong emphasis on expanding its global trade footprint. With several free trade agreements already in place and many more under negotiation, the country is reinforcing its position as a key player in the international economic arena. A major milestone in this journey is the recently concluded India-UK Free Trade Agreement, a landmark deal that reflects the growing strength of India's strategic global partnerships. Negotiations, which began in 2022, gathered pace under successive UK governments and have now culminated in a deal welcomed by businesses on both sides.
मुझे ये बताते हुए खुशी है कि इंडिया यूके फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट अब फाइनल हो चुका है। विश्व की दो बड़ी और ओपन मार्केट इकोनॉमीज के बीच आपसी व्यापार और आर्थिक सहयोग का ये समझौता दोनों देशों के विकास में नया अध्याय जोड़ेगा।
Well, this is a historic day for the United Kingdom and for India, because this is the biggest trade deal that we, the UK, have done since we left the EU, and it's the most ambitious trade deal that India has ever done. And this will be measured in billions of pounds into our economy and jobs across the whole of the United Kingdom.
With the India-UK Free Trade Agreement now finalised, New Delhi has secured its 16th Free Trade Agreement, underscoring its commitment to strengthening economic ties across the globe. India's strategic push for FTAs also extends to several other regions and countries, including the four-nation European bloc, EFTA, as well as Japan, South Korea, and Australia. But these agreements do more than just boost trade. They open the door to powerful cultural exchanges and foster deeper connections between nations. The India-UK Free Trade Agreement, for example, is not just an economic victory. It is also a gateway for enhancing soft power through shared ideas, creativity, and collaboration.
We have 2 million Indians in the United Kingdom, and they are the living, breathing bridge between our two nations. In recent years, we've already seen lots of cultural collaborations springing up. Recently, Ed Sheeran collaborating with Dilip Dosanjh and A.R. Rahman, which has brought a new vibrancy to the music industry. And we want to see more of that. We think that by working together, India and the UK can really be an exemplar of how you break down national boundaries and you work much more closely together and bring people together through the power of the creative industries.
With strategic free trade agreements driving India's growth, the nation is accelerating towards realizing its ambitious vision for 2047. As India strengthens its global partnerships and economic presence, the future looks promising. the journey to becoming a truly Viksit Bharat is well underway, positioning India as a powerful force on the world stage.
Time now for Asia This Week, the stories from across the continent.
Japan strongly condemned North Korea after the country launched ballistic missiles on May 8th, which may have flown on an irregular trajectory, according to Japanese government spokesperson Yoshimasa Hayashi. Hayashi said that Japan lodged a protest through embassy routes in Beijing. The nuclear-armed North's ballistic missiles program is banned by the United Nations Security Council resolutions. But in recent years, Pyongyang has forged ahead in developing missiles of all ranges. US Vice President J.D. Vance described US talks with Iran as so far so good and said there was a deal to be made that would reintegrate Iran into the global economy while preventing it from getting a nuclear weapon. Vance said President Donald Trump loathed nuclear proliferation and would be open to sitting down with Russia and China in the coming years to discuss reducing the number of nuclear weapons in the world. South Korea's right-wing presidential candidate Kim Moon-soo accused his party on May 8th of trying to force him out and threatened to take legal action just weeks ahead of a snap election slated for June 3rd. Kim told a press conference he believed the party leadership was trying to oust him in favor of another candidate, former Prime Minister Han Duck-soo, even though Kim had been chosen as the party's legitimate nominee.
Industrial development drives economic progress. Once primarily agrarian, India is rapidly transforming into an industrial power. Initiatives like Make in India, Startup India and Digital India have fueled this growth, with industrial states emerging across various states. Jammu in North India is quickly developing into an industrial hub. Industrial development is key to India's economic independence and self-reliance, aiming to foster global leadership in technology, innovation and production. To boost this growth, special economic zones have been established nationwide. One such zone is the Bari Brahmana Industrial State near Jammu, home to hundreds of thriving industries.
बड़ी ब्रह्मण्य इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया की अगर बात करें तो ये 71 में ये इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया डेवलप हुआ था। उसके बाद यहाँ पे कुछ लार्ज स्केल यूनिट आए स्टार्टिंग में। उसके बाद जो यहाँ पे इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन का जो बूम आया वो यहाँ पे 2002 में आया, जब यहाँ पे ऑनरेबल हमारे लेट प्राइम मिनिस्टर अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी ने यहाँ पे एक पैकेज दिया। उस पैकेज में नई इंडस्ट्री को भी बेनिफिट दिया गया, पुरानी इंडस्ट्री को भी दिया गया।
The industrial state is home to several thriving industries, including leading cosmetics manufacturers. Nature's Cosmetics, established nearly 2 decades ago, produces a wide range of products, including shampoos, face packs, serums, and more. The company oversees every aspect of production in-house, from raw material testing to the final delivery of high-quality products. Employing a large workforce, Nature's Cosmetics provides skilled job opportunities, with many employees hailing from Jammu and the surrounding areas.
There was a government scheme under which we started this factory at a very small scale in 2011, and our main focus was that we should develop products based on raw materials which are available locally, and try to make such type of cosmetics and formulations which we can sell to the bigger clients all over the country, and also, if possible, to export.
Jammu has maintained its roots in farming and tourism while making industrial strides. The carpet industry holds a long-standing place of pride, blending traditional craftsmanship with modern innovation. Known globally for quality and design, the industry now uses computer-aided designs, and advanced machinery, significantly speeding up production.
गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से हमें काफ़ी रिस्पॉन्ड है इस बारे में कि काफ़ी भी जहाँ पे भी हट्स में टूरिज़्म जो सेक्टर है गवर्नमेंट का, टूरिज़्म हट्स हैं, हाउस बोट्स हैं, तो उनमें हमारा काफ़ी माल जाता है, बाहर भी जाता है। और इस साल हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि एक्सपोर्ट भी कर रहे हैं, शुरू कर दिया है, तो उसमें भी काफ़ी अच्छा रिस्पॉन्ड मिलने का है।
India is undergoing a significant transformation in its industrial sector, driven by digitalization, automation, and sustainability initiatives. It gains a new dimension with initiatives like Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat, which promote self-reliance and innovation. The push for green technologies, smart manufacturing, and improved infrastructure is reshaping industries like textiles, automotive, and electronics. Additionally, India's focus on skill development and fostering entrepreneurship is creating new opportunities for growth and global competitiveness in the industrial sector.
जब हम लैंड अलॉटमेंट करते हैं, पूरी जो अलॉटमेंट है हम 10 दिन के लिए पब्लिक डोमेन में रखते हैं, बिकॉज ये मार्किंग सिस्टम है, ऑक्शन नहीं है बट मार्किंग सिस्टम है कि तुम इतना इन्वेस्टमेंट लेके आ रहे हो, तुम इतना एम्प्लॉयमेंट दे रहे हो, उसके हिसाब से उसकी मार्किंग करते हैं। वो फिर हम पब्लिक डोमेन में रखते हैं, तुम देखो भैया हमने तुमको गलत तो नहीं दे दिए दूसरे को। सो एवरीथिंग इज ट्रांसपेरेंट, एवरीथिंग इज इन द पब्लिक डोमेन।
Tax exemptions, land subsidies, and single window clearance systems across India are attracting investors. As a result, sectors like manufacturing, agro-based industries, pharmaceuticals, tourism, and hospitality are rapidly growing, creating a large number of jobs. As the Char Dham Yatra continues in Uttarakhand, the spiritual fervour is at an all-time high, drawing thousands of pilgrims from across India and beyond. With the gates of Badrinath now open and Kedarnath seeing an overwhelming response, the pilgrimage season is in full swing. This sacred journey remains a powerful testament to India's deep-rooted faith, uniting people through devotion and reverence. Take a look. The spiritual fervour in Indian state of Uttarakhand continues to swell as the Char Dham Yatra draws thousands of pilgrims from across the country. In the latest development, a significant milestone was reached as the gates of Badrinath Dham were opened to devotees, further amplifying the spiritual fervour surrounding the sacred pilgrimage.
सुबह लगे थे लाइन में और आराम से अभी दर्शन हो गए। अब हम नीचे आए हैं, दर्शन करके जस्ट नीचे आए हैं। बढ़िया लग रहा है, एकदम आनंद पूर्ति हो गया हमारी।
Just days earlier, on April 30th, the portals of Gangotri and Yamunotri shrines were also opened, marking the beginning of the holy journey. The Char Dham Yatra, which encompasses 4 revered shrines in the state, continues to be a beacon for spiritual seekers, uniting people from diverse regions and faiths. Kedarnath, however, has already seen an overwhelming response. Since its gate opened on May 2nd, more than 55,000 devotees visited Baba Kedarnath in just 2 days, with numbers expected to rise dramatically as the pilgrimage season reaches its peak. The demand for darshan at these revered shrines shows no sign of slowing, underscoring the enduring importance of these holy sites in the hearts of pilgrims across the nation.
दर्शन बहुत बढ़िया है। अभी इधर गूज़बम्प हो रहे हैं मुझे। मैं आया हूँ तो चल के आया हूँ, कल पूरा दिन चला हूँ। सुबह 5 बजे से शाम को 5 बजे, बच्चा भी था छोटा, इसके लिए मैं सुबह से आ गया, शाम तक पहुँच गया।
To ensure a smooth pilgrimage, Uttarakhand authorities have introduced a token system for darshan, the first of its kind this year, to streamline the flow of devotees and enhance crowd management. The state government has put safety and comfort at the forefront, making arrangements that guarantee a safe, divine and orderly experience for everyone.
सभी श्रद्धालुगणों को एक बार शुभकामनाएं देते हुए, सबको बधाई देते हुए कि आप यात्रा में आइए और हमने यात्रा के लिए जो कठिन परिस्थितियों में जो भी प्रबंध हो सकता है, आपकी यात्रा सुरक्षित हो। और सबसे पहले हमारी सबसे पहली सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकता है कि आने वाले हर एक तीर्थ यात्री की सुरक्षा हमारे लिए सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकता है, और उसको हमने ध्यान में रखकर, चाहे यातायात के संबंध में हो, चाहे हमारे अन्य प्रबंध हो, चाहे सुरक्षा की दृष्टि से हो, चाहे रजिस्ट्रेशन की दृष्टि से हो, सभी को सरल करने का भरसक प्रयास किया है।
At the heart of the Char Dham Yatra lies an unshakable connection to India's spiritual legacy. For centuries, these shrines have drawn devotees seeking divine blessings not just from Uttarakhand or India, but also from all over the world. The devotion that pours forth here is not just about the act of visiting sacred places. It is deep spiritual journey, a reflection of India's rich culture of faith, worship and reverence. With every step, every prayer, pilgrims find themselves closer to a profound sense of devotion that transcends borders, uniting all who seek divine connection. A timeless journey of devotion, the Char Dham Yatra unites hearts and elevates spirits across India and the world. And with that, we come to the end of this week's episode. See you next week. Till then, goodbye and take care.